I'm also, I guess I could say that for America vibes, even with, Vampire Esports, Victron Red Aliens, these guys always come late in the game.
DX, they're usually moving into that drop. But take a look at that circle. It's not within reach for anybody at the moment.
It's going to be interesting set of rotations that we're going to be expecting for the teams here. But wow, 5 right off the bat here. And we've got players from Stalwart Esports. Oh, man. We were talking about like just a while ago. And right now, they seem to be on the losing end here up against the real soldiers.
Oh boy. And this has been the prime spot for DRS. They make quick work out.
Very difficult. But for the side of Team Secret, 2 casualties, this puts them in a great danger.
They won't be moving too much of their muscles at the moment, but it allows the rest of RQ to trail right into these areas of play. Speaking of which, SOAS finds 2 members of RQ running into this doorstep. So that is a quick delivery. Man. Can I take my prediction back, Mr. Production? I don't think that this is going to end all too well for RQ, as now Lempeco is trying to take out all these members of BTR by himself in the hop suit, where there's not really much space for him to play around. BTR goes in to close in the final members of RQ. That was quick work, and somehow even Team Secret survived a lot longer than RQ did.
I mean, who would want to start their game, losing some of the members, right? It can be hard considering the fact that we are just at stage 1 here, and we've got 3 teams going head to head, losing their players. And I don't know. I mean, which of these 3 teams is going to be surviving? Okay, so we already have 1 team out with 2 elimination points, and that is Contra's prediction, RQ.
Yeah, it's just a very tough start to begin with for the rest of RQ. I guess they never really needed to push, and whoa, what a beautiful nade! Beats into the zone, but trailing right behind them is one of the squads out there as Falak gets spotted out, moving deeper into this territory as they try to breach the compound. Octa trying to actually flush them off. It's only down to 2 members left for the side of ASI-8. Got that DBS in hand. They have to really respect this close quarter combat. Takes down Rosemary, but that's all that she wrote. Only down to Red Devil, but he's still finding all these members taken out. He even spots the final member.
What?
And Alter Eagle is wiped off the planet.
What? Just
tries to pave their passage, and it's gonna be Death Boss taken down initially. The exchange goes through. Now they get that godly angles up against the entirety of Roy Esports playing by the smokes, but that is not going to be any form of cover defense. Only down to Tuss. 2 members left for the side of Bigatron as they go in for the quick revival. Tuss still playing around these edges, dropping in the Molotov, and they will try to run towards the side of Tuss, and he will overwhelm the entirety of Bigatron.
Oh, man. Man, he took those bullets like a brave soldier right there, coming off the kill fit, man. It is lining up. Zuxi on the ground. Same thing goes for Sky Horror Esports. Oh man, Roy. I think they just sealed the deal. Yeah, Boing Donkey got eliminated as well with 2 elimination points. Man, it is happening. Fights happening simultaneously, left and right. Horror Esports right now getting bombarded by D-Saver. Chua just like go for another nade right there. And Horror Esports, they don't have that much space to work with.
Not too much, but they've been able to at least cut in by the far west side to know that there is going to be a certain angles that they will have to clear off. Now it's ASI to hold down the line up against a member of For Miracle Vibes. This area currently very difficult to play out, while the rest of ASI has already made certain maneuvers to ensure that the south side is clear, but now they have to go up against the rest of Vampire Esports, lobbing a hail of nades. Wild's also trying to flush out their position, so this is not going to be an easy task for ASI-8. They will have to look for alternatives, while currently Red Devil is going to be stuck over the lower ridge, as Leo will be able to find the mark, taking down Nachi.
They have
a certain passage, and now the only threat is actually coming in from the rest of the Savior.
Okay, just a quick update with how the teams are actually doing. At this moment, Horror Esports already has 4 elimination points and DRS with 6. Well, we are looking at 8 teams remaining, and on the screen we've got FaZe Clan coming from Thailand. No elimination points just yet, but they still have a complete squad. But will this be, the end for some of the players for FaZe Clan since they're
Mates now being lobbed at each other. DRS, they're being pinched by that very tight corner. So Meow Meow, he's definitely got to dodge some of all these big bang. Talma does actually land the final blow. Now, this actually opens up all these possibilities, but FaZe Clan, they're going in for that far angle wrap. Quick response coming from Sleepy. He always hit those spots. And my, he's definitely looking for a whole lot more. The main man of DRS have so far brought in those big 5 corners, and the entire FaZe Clan is already out. Impressive work rate. That also involves No Fear to also steal a point away. FaZe Clan, I thought that they would have big impact, but they walk away with 0 points.
Yeah, I remember, from the last tournament that I casted, they did an amazing job. They have been aggressive and quite consistent. So I don't know where all that energy or like power is coming from right now, or lack of it. But for Miracle Vibes, okay, we're looking at Apex over here. All 3 of their members already out of the game, and they're pretty close with Vampire Esports. I think Vampire's not aware of the fact that we have one player inside the house who's not moving a muscle at all, which is very good tactics. I mean, if you want to save yourself going up against a full squad, or at least 3 players from a squad, will not be good news for you. So better to stay quiet.
Fair enough. DRS takes even more of all these points, already bagging a total of 11 points. Super impressive. Well, this is a team that I wanted to vote for, and right now they're definitely looking to impress. So far, so good, and the rest of DX have already been prior spotted, so there's going to be big lops of nades to the side of Chua. Eventually, he might have to dodge some of all these nades, but for now, they sit pretty tight. Sleepy still throwing everything he's got online. Now, flushes him off of that position to once again hit that 8-corner, but he's being traded back. Here comes Power Jin, and that will be a quick recovery and response coming from X to ensure that Sleepy stays up and alive.
There goes the ominous music. But you know what? At this point, Contra, the chicken dinner doesn't even matter at all. 13 elimination points for DRS, 8 being the highest number so far, and it is all Sleepy in here. They're still in a full squad, which, I mean, we're already at stage 6, and for you to be able to have a complete set of players at this point in the competition, or at this point in the match, is really spectacular.
It definitely is on how they've been playing so impressively, playing that northern portion map. Taking fights after fights after fights, and they're showing no signs of stopping at all. Horror, they're playing a very defensive role inside the gas station. This isn't exactly going to give them opportunities to frag out, but if they really want to hold out for the end game for a better replacement point, they could absolutely do so. And it's going to be Kasim once again popping off. That's Jimmy OP that's continuing to show up for the Alliance. DRS, I think that they're definitely interested to eventually charge into the compound, but overall, Jimmy OP is just going to go land certain attacks onto some of the members of DRS, make it a little bit more difficult for them to really gravitate towards any area. But DRS, they got the zone, they don't really have to worry about much. It's now down to 4MV, VPE, as well as the rest of Alliance to get into the mix as well. So a lot of area of coverage. They can still actually wiggle for that room of play over onto the western plane. While Hora, I don't think they're going to move their muscles right now. They're sitting pretty where they're at.
Well, if DRS eliminates Hora in this exchange, they could potentially get thrown out of the Hora Esports hands. Because if you remember, they only have like a 10-point lead up against DRS. So if DRS can shut down Hora, they can be sitting at the top of the throne here. But let's check out what is happening with 4 Miracle Vibes as they drop 20K coming from Vampire Esports. And we're talking about just Apex here, the Apex Predator. Let's see if he can actually live up to his name and eliminate all players that are headed towards his direction.
Managing a knock earlier and now looking for a quick takedown. What a spray that was. Apex, he is absolutely on fire, but that is going to be a big wrap coming from the rest of VPE. As I do expect, DRS will make quick work out of Horror Esports and find themselves being targeted by the ones over the hillside. As soon as they wrap up that fight, this is where the Alliance, they will strike upon the members of Vampire Esports, leaving none standing. Once again, JBOP showing up to the occasion. Now, it's the battle between the Nepalese as well as the Malaysians for the chicken dinner. First, with this current hot form, DRS is definitely the heavy favorite in this matchup, but the rest of the Alliance, they got the high ground advantage.
Oh, man. Are we even looking at the original roster of Alliance? Oh, man. This is a great, end battle for match number 2 this evening. Okay, we can see that Olio has been throwing up nades up against DRS, completely missing his target here. I guess this week. And let's see what DRS can actually pull off in this situation. But so far, so good. I mean, they've already, how many kill points? 15? And if they add the chicken dinner, we're looking at least 28 points in one game.
Yeah, right now the problem is that the rest of the lines, they will have to move out of that compound to get into the next zone. And you see that perfect angle coverage coming in from the rest of the DRS. So I don't see a way out for them unless they do get some of all these double takedowns out in the open. So it's all down to these attempts. Smoke's now being primed out in the open. Olio tries to pave way. There are vehicles where they can basically make last stand up against the rest of DRS, but they're being very sneaky about this. Chama is just really holding out some of all these spots. Chama also receiving a little bit of damage while he is having a name being lobbed towards his area. But it's all about buying time. This game should very well be DRS's hands, while there is just going to be that fog of war being put out just to be stirring a little bit of mix up against the rest of DRS. Just waiting for the golden moment, golden opportunity as Chama lurking closer and closer. Now it's going to be a full send coming from the UAZ, and the moment that he moves through the vehicle, he gets spotted out. No escaping from the wrap of DRS.
There you go.
Chama gets spotted out. This is going to be that trade going through. And this could go in very evenly. Nate's now being primed over the side of X. But there will be a whole lot more coming from Sleepy as he goes down for that trade. And everybody lines up. This is not looking all too good for the rest of Alliance as he barely has any space right behind the vehicle. And it is a perfect win for DRS right here in this moment to celebrate with a chicken dinner for South.